ever wonder how people that eat healthy nearly all the time do it? Well, surprisingly, it isn't because they have super strong willpower. Just like your bank account has a limited amount in it, you have a limited supply of willpower. And I don't want you to use your willpower on trying to eat better for your body. Instead, I want to share with you 6 tricks that people that are successful with eating healthy for their body do. First one is how they combat emotional eating or boredom or stress eating. So I even find myself getting caught up in eating sometimes for non-hunger reasons. I usually catch myself pretty early and I redirect myself over to some non-food activities like picking up a magazine or taking my journal and writing some gratitude or sitting down in front of the computer and watching something for a few minutes. And I know if I can redirect myself for like 2 minutes, the urge to eat for boredom, stress, or emotions will pass. So I have included in a free download with this episode 30 activities that are no cost or nearly no cost that you can have ready to go at work, home, car, wherever emotional stress, boredom, eating hits you. So in the download, 30 activities, things like playing solitaire on your phone or getting a deck of cards or calling a friend or taking the dog for a walk or reading a book. So 30 activities in the download. Second trick, never skip breakfast. I know you've heard this before, but I'm really going to come down hard here. You can't skip breakfast. If you do, you're going to play around with roller coaster emotions and hunger signals and cravings later in the morning. So eat breakfast. And a couple other tips with the breakfast. I want you to eat a third or nearly a third of your calories at breakfast, or at least between breakfast and your morning snack. A third of your calories. Most of us are skimping a little bit on breakfast. So you really want to get a strong breakfast. And protein. Protein's another thing I want you to focus on. Now put up your palm, and your palm size there, that is how much you want to the maximum for each of your meals. So that's the maximum, and then you can take off your thumb from there. So everybody has a different palm size, and your palm size is a really good gauge of how much protein you need. Take off your thumb from your palm. So I've got left maybe 2.5 ounces of protein equivalents that I need to have breakfast, at least between breakfast and my morning snack. So that's going to be things like one egg. Here I have a list here. 1 egg, 1 ounce of cheese. It's going to be 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of yogurt, or 1/2 cup of a high protein yogurt, something like a Greek yogurt, 1/4 cup of nuts or high protein granola mix, 1 ounce of any of your lean meats or fish. It's going to be 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. So those are, 1/4 cup of cottage cheese. I think I got everything off there. So, 1/2 cup of cooked beans too. So any of those will work. You need to look at your palm minus your thumb, and that's how much protein you want to make sure you have at breakfast. So, okay, trick number 3, eating off smaller tableware. So simple, and it works. So here we go. So here are my dishware, my tableware. So this is typically your dinner plate. No more. This is my serving plate. This is what I serve food on. And instead, this is my serving plate. So I use this for lunch and dinners and even when guests are here. So, and the reason is that we find through research that if you eat off of the smaller plate, you eat 22% less. 22% less. And the idea isn't so much that we want to eat less so we lose weight or anything like that. It's that we slow down and we ask ourselves if we're hungry after we eat that smaller plate. And it's okay to go back if we're hungry. So it really helps us nourish our body and not overstuff our body. So you can also do spoons. You don't need to eat on baby spoons or anything like that, but just make sure, go through your spoon drawer and make sure you don't have any of those big soup spoons in there. So eating off a smaller tableware. Trick number 4, eat your favorite foods. Yes, eat your favorite foods. Now, not every day, but I want you to intentionally indulge in your favorite foods because deprivation, it backfires. We know that if you feel deprived, you will somehow, it'll backfire and you'll end up overeating some way. So I want you to work in your favorite foods. So you work them in so that you don't feel deprived, but also not so much that you are starting to affect how you're eating into an unhealthy diet. So, it depends on what your favorite foods are. I can't say how often to have them. Mine are a Butterfinger malt from Whitey's Ice Cream, a local ice cream shop, and mushroom risotto, very creamy mushroom risotto, milk chocolate truffle, and bruschetta made with homegrown local tomatoes. So you can see, the bruschetta I can eat more often, especially in the summer, less the, milk truffles, and definitely less the Whitey's malt. But I do have the Whitey's malt. And here's the deal. When you enjoy your favorite foods, I ask a couple things. First, you're hungry. So pass if you're not hungry, or hold off till you're hungry. Sit down, no distractions, and enjoy. Really savor your favorite food. And eat until you're full, but not over full. Now, if you happen to eat beyond full because, this is your favorite food, compassion, no guilt, let it go. Those are the guidelines when you're eating your favorite food. Okay, next trick. Trick number 5, set yourself up for success. Now, people that are eating healthy as part of their regular lifestyle have habits to make it easy. Now, habits are automatic. They're things we just do without thinking, without making any decision. So we don't need to use brain power, and that's great because we just do them. So do you have habits that are helping you be successful in your healthy eating? So think about the end of your day, the beginning of your day. Those are critical points where what habits you have can set you up for success, or lack of them is going to make it more difficult. So are you doing things to prepare for your breakfast, or do you have set breakfasts that you have the supplies on all the time? Or do you plan for your lunch? Or do you plan menus or have a set shopping time? So I use a menu planning worksheet, and in the free download for this episode, I have given you a copy of my menu planning worksheet, and I use that to plan my menus, and then I go out and grocery shop right after that. I come back and I prep things. Now, you need to figure out what works for you, but again, that's just habit for me. I do it at set time every week. So you've got a free menu planning worksheet in the download, and I also have one that has my breakfasts and my snacks on there. So those are there for you to use to help you. So that is 5 tricks. Trick number 6, the last one, is cultivating a food gratitude attitude. This is about asking if you take a moment to pause every once in a while to marvel at the food and how it's come to be on your plate, and then how it comes into your body and does the amazing things in your body. Taking a moment to think about the planting and the harvesting and the transporting to the facility where it went and was made into a food that you bought in the grocery store, maybe went directly to the grocery store, maybe went to a restaurant, and somehow it became on your plate, some more hands possibly, and then from your plate, there's the taste, the smell, the temperature, the texture, that all come to being in your mouth when you experience the food, and then it goes into your body and you absorb it and digest it and all that. It's amazing, taking a moment to just appreciate that and have gratitude for that, and understanding and respecting the gift of the food that is before you. Because here's the deal, people that have a healthy relationship with food, they appreciate their food, and they understand that food is not black and white. It's not good, bad. And they appreciate the gifts in all the different foods, and they are open to new gifts, so that they're open to seeing foods in new ways and maybe experiencing them in new ways. So I have included in your free download for this episode a food gratitude checklist just to get you started. It's a great way to set aside a time once a week, every so often, to sit down and talk about the food and what went into it to get to your plate there, and then what about the experience when you're actually eating it. And I just got some starter questions there on the food gratitude checklist, and go beyond that. Think of your own, and it's a great way as a family to just have conversation starters over your meal and to learn about the food. So there you have it, 6 tricks to eating healthy. And be sure that you take a moment to go over and download all the free bonuses, the 30 activities to help with boredom, stress, emotional eating, and then the menu planning worksheet, and lastly, the gratitude attitude checklist. Thank you so much.